Hey you guys, we are just 1 week in to our 66-day habit challenge. I hope that those small micro habits are just becoming part of your daily routine. And I know that those little things are going to add up to be big things. So last week we talked about finding our why, setting our goals of what we want to create. And with Optavia, we actually get to learn 6 habits of transformational leadership. And these really help us to move from where we are to where we want to be, to become the dominant force in our lives. So the first habit is we lead from the future, we act in the now. And that's why knowing your why is so important, because you have your eyes set on what you want, but you have those action steps of what you're going to do right now to create that. The second one is we take responsibility, we play above the line. So I want to talk to you about that for a second. There was a quote that I heard that says, the more times you quit, the more automatic it becomes. Think about that. Things that you've quit on before, is it easier to quit the second time? It is, right? So I want you to decide, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to build that brain muscle and I'm going to decide what I want and go for it. I'm going to lead from the future. I'm going to act in the now, and I'm going to take responsibility and play above the line, because nobody can decide what you do. Nobody can just make you feel a certain way or make you do a certain thing. It's up to you. And sometimes that can be hard to make the choices that will move you forward. So this Wednesday on our Healthy Together time, I actually get to co-host that. We're going to be talking about how to make that shift from the diet mentality to that healthy lifestyle, something that you never want to go back to those old habits. We're going to talk about how to make that happen. In Element 4 in your life book, Dr. A talks about this, making the shift, recognizing when we are below the line and shifting, taking responsibility for our actions and moving forward, becoming the dominant force in your life. So I want you to check that out. Element 4 is so important. But one analogy that I love when talking about making that shift is deciding that becoming a healthy person is going to be who you are. It's not something that you're doing, it's what you are. And I want you to think about this for a second. Have you ever thought about the thoughts that you've had? Maybe you've said, that won't work for me. Cutting out sugar, that won't work for me. Waking up early to exercise, that won't work for me. I've tried that in the past. That won't work for me. What if you switched that around and you said, I will work for that? That's empowering. What you can do, take responsibility and play above the line. What you decide to do. And I love that when you decide that becoming a healthy person is who you are, not just what you're doing, that will create those permanent habits in your life. I want to leave you with this thought, this analogy. Imagine that you're going on a road trip and you take a detour. You stop for gas, right? You fill up. That's just like an important part of your journey. And now you have to make that decision. Are you going to go back to that road you were on? Let's say that road was bad habits, no energy, inflammation, not being able to do the things that you want, not enjoying your life, not feeling confident and comfortable. That detour that you took was your health journey, maybe the 5-in-1 program. You're feeling awesome, you're losing weight, you have energy, your inflammation's gone, maybe you got off some medication, you're having these non-scale victories, you feel amazing. Now is the time to decide, am I going back to get back on that road that I was on? Because it's easy to do. Our brain is very powerful. It wants to get you back to what was comfortable. It's like an automatic thermostat. It wants to get you back to that preset weight, that preset temperature. And it will pull you back to have you deal with your emotions, your stress, the way that you always have. That is what your brain is made to do, to protect you. So you have to decide, am I going back to that? Or am I taking a different route? Am I taking maybe a harder route of always putting my health first, not going back to that old road, building a new road? Sometimes you have to build a new road. Maybe it's not already paved for you. Maybe it is. But deciding that you're taking a new path, becoming a healthy person for the rest of your life, that is where you become the dominant force in your life. That's where you take responsibility and you play above the line. You're conscious of that when you start slipping back to that old road, making that shift. And so this Wednesday night, we're going to talk about how to make that happen. But I wanted to just share that with you and ask you, what road are you taking? Are you going back to the old habits? Are you building a new road? That healthy lifestyle, continuing to feel good, continuing to have confidence and energy and feeling self-worth because you accomplished something hard. And I hope that you choose that path that will bring you continual joy, continual happiness. And I just want to leave that with you. Hopefully we see you Wednesday night on our Healthy Together time. All right, have a good week.